It's time to trim the lavender for the winter season, and it has been such a lovely color pop and such a beautiful scent in the garden. But if you don't cut it back, then it gets leggy and woody, and it doesn't last as long. So I have not trimmed it the last 2 years that it's been in the garden for any season. So I think that it probably has gotten a little bit woody and could be a problem. But let's just see what we've got here. So I'm going to cut it back, and I'm going to cut off most of this green here. But if we look underneath, you can see what I mean when I say that it's woody underneath. It's not going to be very pretty after I cut it, but I'm going to cut it down pretty far, but leave it so that these little green shoots are still showing. If I cut too far back into the woodiness, like down maybe too far here, where there's no green, then it will have a hard time regenerating itself. So let's see how it goes. Okay, well, here's the beautiful lavender all trimmed back for the winter. I didn't trim it back 100% down to its roots, because then there is the chance that it wouldn't grow back, because there's parts of the woody stems that don't show any green, and those are the parts that may not come back. So I cut it back as far as I could. It's in a little bit of an elliptical shape because it grew towards the sun, out towards the sidewalk. But I really gave it a big trim, you know. There is a saying in gardening that before the flower comes the knife. So I certainly did take the trim to this. But you'll notice that I left all of the stems so that there was little bits of green growth on each of them. And that should help it grow back stronger for the next season. But I want to show you something else that the lavender taught me today. Even in the depths of shadow, where no light penetrated down to the roots of the lavender, there is still the will to live and the will to grow. Look at that little tiny shoot, ready to spring forth and to grow again. So that's the lesson. Even in darkness, there is life to come, life to grow, and thanks to the lavender for reminding us of that.